Ever wondered why celebrities fight to get into the Met Gala when most of them don't even pay for their ticket? Or why a single dress on that carpet can cost more than your house, and yet it won't even belong to the person wearing it? I'm about to tell you something most people will never say out loud. The Met Gala isn't a fashion event. It's one of the biggest financial and psychological games in modern culture. And the scariest part? It works on you without you even realizing it. Welcome back to GTWJ, where fashion thinks deeper. Let's start with the numbers. In 2024 alone, the Met Gala raised over $26 million in one night. A single ticket? $75,000. A table for 10, $350,000. But here's the catch. Most celebrities you see on that carpet didn't pay a single cent to be there. Brands pay for them. Why? Because it's the smartest marketing move in luxury fashion. That dress isn't a dress, it's a billboard. And that's where the game begins. Top brands like Dior, Louis Vuitton and Valentino buy those pricey tables not to wine and dine, but to lock in who wears their designs. Then those celebrities are styled head to toe, sometimes even getting paid up to $250,000 just to show up in a dress. And you know those Instagram posts and stories you see after? Not spontaneous, part of the contract. Some brands even demand a specific number of posts, tags and stories in exchange for the dress and the invite. Why spend that much? Because the return is massive. The Met Gala reaches over 600 million people globally. One viral look can trend for weeks, flood headlines, dominate TikTok and double a brand's social engagement overnight. A single viral dress can be worth millions in PR value. And that's why you'll see brands drop $500,000 on one appearance. Now let's talk control. Zendaya in 2024 pulled something nobody does. She bought her own vintage Givenchy gown from 1996. It wasn't borrowed, it wasn't gifted, she owned it. That move wasn't about fashion, it was about control. In a world where everyone's look is loaned and every contract is signed, buying your dress is about owning your narrative, about controlling your own fashion legacy. That's not vanity, that's strategy. Psychologically, the Met Gala is about social currency, not just who wears what, but who gets invited, who sits next to who, and who dominates headlines the next day. The gowns are handcrafted couture worth $70,000 or more, made for one night only. But here's something you didn't know. Newcomers and lesser-known celebs rarely get couture. They wear reworked or off-the-rack designer pieces, dressed up to look couture, because even the clothes are a hierarchy. And then there's Anna Wintour. Since 1995, she's ruled the Met Gala with iron precision. No guest list is finalized without her approval. Even if a brand buys a table for $350,000, every single person sitting there has to be cleared by her. She controls the theme, the seating, the lighting, even bans selfies. One wrong move, one scandal, one piece of bad press, and you're out. Even A-listers. The theme for 2025? Tailored for You, a tribute to Black style and cultural legacy. With Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky and Pharrell as co-chairs, and LeBron James as honorary co-chair. It's not just a party, it's a power move, a conversation shift, a cultural reset, and every look will be chosen for a reason. But here's where it gets even crazier. Some dresses aren't meant to survive the night. After the gala, many return to designers for archiving. Some get auctioned, others, if stained or damaged, get scrapped. Very few ever get bought by the celebrities themselves. It's a borrowed moment, built for maximum impact, minimum permanence. Then you have the rare exceptions. Kim Kardashian wearing Marilyn Monroe's $5 million happy birthday dress in 2022. Flown in with armed security, handled 24/7, a move that dominated the press, became the most searched Met Gala moment ever, and rewrote what's considered too sacred to touch in fashion history. And let's not forget the tech side of the Met. Claire Danes' fiber-optic Zac Posen gown, Karolina Kurkova's Marchesa dress that reacted live to Twitter sentiment, Zac Posen's 3D printed looks for Nina Dobrev and Katie Holmes, because if you can't top the drama of the dress, you innovate it. So the next time you scroll through Met Gala photos, ask yourself, who paid for that dress? Who profits from that moment? And what legacy is that celebrity quietly building? Because behind the fabric and diamonds is a calculated, ruthless, brilliant machine. If you love this kind of deep dive into the psychology and business behind fashion, follow us on Instagram at GTWJMag for even more exclusive content you won't get anywhere else. This is GTWJ, where fashion thinks deeper. And let's peel this back even further. Because the Met Gala isn't just about the night itself, it's about what happens after. Every red carpet moment, every best dressed ranking, every headline and every viral TikTok is part of the extended campaign. The looks that dominate the conversation aren't accidents, they're planned months in advance. Stylists like Law Roach, Carla Welch and Jason Bolden are the true architects behind these moments. They work with brands, negotiate contracts, select pieces sometimes a year out, and calculate every detail down to the shade of lipstick and the jewelry clasp. Why? Because one wrong decision can derail a client's public image, and one right move can skyrocket their market value overnight. And let's be honest, the Met Gala is a cultural currency exchange. A-list celebrities trade their image for exposure. Emerging designers trade artistry for relevance. Brands trade cash for PR domination. And you, the audience, trade your attention for spectacle. But here's the part no one talks about. You're also being psychologically conditioned. Every headline telling you who won the carpet, every influencer breaking down their favorite looks, every brand logo casually placed in captions, it's shaping your perception of beauty, success and worth. You're not just watching fashion, you're participating in a power structure. And you might wonder, is it ethical for brands to spend $500,000 on a single appearance while the same dress will never be seen again? Is it fair for social media contracts to demand influencers pretend to love looks they didn't even choose? The answer is, it depends on who's profiting. Because at the Met Gala, it's not about fairness, it's about leverage. Fashion has always been a language of status. From ancient royalty wearing rare dyes to 18th century European courts signaling power through tailoring, it's the same game. New players. The Met Gala just happens to be the world's most glamorous example. And the smartest people in the room aren't the ones on the carpet. They're the ones controlling the narrative behind it. So the next time you see a gown trending, ask yourself, who benefits? Who bought the table? Who signed the contract? And whose reputation just doubled in market value? And if you want more of these raw, unfiltered deep dives into the psychology and business of fashion, make sure you're following us over at GTWJMag on Instagram, because here we don't just admire the look, we study the strategy.